Hi guys, my name is Eunice. I am Moin's Fashion Fix. To all my returning subscribers, I appreciate you all. And if you're just coming across my video for the first time, you're all welcome. So I came across this this tweed dress inspiration on Pinterest. So I recreated it to my own taste, of course. And this is my own recreation on the other part of the screen. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this dress, how I recreated this dress from start to finish. So you want to stay to the end of this video, trust me. And please want to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, and also give this video a thumbs up. So let's get right into the tutorial. So I'll be making use of this tweed fabric. This is 2 yards of tweed fabric. If you're on the bigger side from size 12 and above, you want to get about 2.5 yards. So this is the pattern paper. I'm gonna to draft the beginning of a basic straight gown on this pattern paper. I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long, but I'm going to explain everything I've done here. So don't worry and don't panic. And you can also draft it on your fabric directly if you want. So let me explain what I've done here. So this is the bust line, the waistline, and the hip line. From the shoulder to the bust line is 10 inches. From the shoulder to the waistline is 16.5 inches, and from shoulder to the hip line is 25 inches. So please take your correct measurement and accurate measurement before drafting, because all these measurements I have used and mentioned is for me, and I'm in between size 10 and 12. So for the dart, I marked my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 on the waistline. For me, I used 4 inches, and then I came down from bust by 2 inches, and then I came down from the waist by 5 inches, and then I went in and out on that line by half an inch, and then I drew my dart. That's how to go about the dart. So on the shoulder line, I marked my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I came down by 1 inch from that point. So after that 1 inch I came down by, I marked my armhole depth like that, can you see? And then I extended the chest line. So I also went ahead to draw my armhole curve. So on that chest line, I marked my bust measurement divided by 4, as you can see, and then I added 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. On the waist, I marked my waist measurement divided by 4, and then I added 1.5 inch for sewing allowance, and I replaced the 1 inch for the dart. On the hip line, I marked my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch sewing allowance, and then I connected the whole point to form my body shape. So let's just continue now. So I'm not done drafting it, so I'm just going to continue. So from the waist, I came down by about 17 inches. So on that 17 inches point, I marked my hip measurement divided by 4 this way, and then instead of adding 1.5 inch sewing allowance, I'm not going to add it, meaning I'm removing 1.5 inch from the measurement on that 17 inches point I came down by. So I'm doing this so that the lap area will form a curve to bring out my curve very well. So moving to the end of the pattern paper, I'm marking the same measurement, my hip measurement divided by 4, and then I'm going to connect it upwards this way. Can you see the way my curve is showing? So that's how it's going to be. So on the fabric itself, I'm going to add the remaining length, because the full length of this pattern paper is 40 inches and my dress is going to be 52 inches. So for the neckline, let's go in by 3 inches for the neck width. So I'm connecting my shoulder slope this way. So for the neck depth, I'm coming down by 6.5 inches. So I don't want the chest to be too low. So if you want, you can use 7 inches, 8 inches, depending on how low you want it to be. So this is me still marking the 6.5 inches. So on that point, I'm going in by 6.5 inches. So I'm going to connect it in a straight line like this. And then I'm also going to connect to the shoulder in a slant manner like this. Can you see? So that's how we're going about our neckline. This is a Queen Anne neckline. So we are basically done for the front pattern. So I'm going to cut it out, and after cutting it out, I'm placing it on my fabric and cutting it out as well. Can you see what I'm doing? But don't forget to add your remaining length to the fabric, on the fabric, because the pattern paper is not long enough. So can you see what I'm talking about? The pattern paper is 40 inches, but I added extra 10 inches on the fabric because I want this dress to be 50 inches long. So I hope you get it. Can you see? We've added all the allowance already. So I've gone ahead to use the front to cut out the back. And the difference, I'm going to explain it now. On the armhole, I went out a bit, about 0.25 inches in the middle part of the armhole, and then see the length is the same. Another difference is the back neckline. It is a normal round neckline. I came down by 2.5 inches for the back neckline depth. So, and then I added 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So that's the difference on the back pattern. So from that back, I marked my waist measurement and I went in by about 0.75 inch, and then I slanted this way. If you're not seeing it, just see the way my scissors is moving. So that's what I did, and I'm doing this to avoid zipper bulge. So I'm just going to cut open the remaining parts of the back pattern. So I'm cutting the back pattern into 2 this way. So this is it. I've also gone ahead to cut out the facing. All I did was just trace out the neckline. This is the back facing. As you can see, I didn't allow it to reach the armhole area, and this is the front facing. Can you see? I didn't allow it to reach the armhole area, so it's just tracing out the neckline. So we're using this facing to turn the neckline because I'm not using lining for this. The fabric is too thick already. So now let's place the facing on our front piece. As you can see, can you see it? It's equal. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch the neckline just like how I am demonstrating. Can you see? So I'll head over to the machine and do that. After that, I'll stitch my dart as well. So this is what our front pattern is looking like. As you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch the neck facing, and I've also gone ahead to stitch the dart as well. So for the back pieces, we're also going to stitch the dart, but let me show you how to go about the dart. So come down to your waistline. For my waistline, 16.5 inches, and then remove your 1 inch for your zipper. Then after that 1 inch, you mark your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. For me, it is 4 inches, and then I'm going to come down by 10 inches like this for the back. For the front, I made use of 12. So I'm also going to mark the same thing that I marked on the waist, and then I came down by 5 inches after the waist, and then I also marked the same thing that I marked on the waist. So this is how you're going to stitch your dart for the back. So you're going to do the same thing for both sides. So that's how I did the front as well, in case you don't know. That's why I'm using this back to explain. So after that, you want to open up your back pieces. So you're going to place the facing on the right side on the neckline. Can you see? We are going to stitch the neckline. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well, and then we're going to also stitch the dart just how I showed you earlier. So this is it. I'm going to stitch the dart and the facing. So this is a long piece of fabric. I just cut it out long. No actual measurements, just that it is 3 inches wide. So I placed it in the middle of the front piece of my dress. So you fold the upper part this way. We're going to stitch that upper part, but before we stitch, let's secure everything with our pins. So we're just making sure it is in the middle. Make sure it is in the middle, and I'm securing it with my pin. So this is me trying to make sure it is in the middle. I'm following my dart, so I'm placing it in between my darts. So this is me using my pin to hold it down. So you're going to use your pin to hold it down all the way to the hem. So this is it. As you can see, I've pinned the hem as well, so it is successfully secured to the middle. So we are going to stitch that upper part first. So after stitching the upper part, you want to go in by 0.75 inch on the side. So you stitch with that 0.75 inch all the way down. On the other side as well, you go in by 0.75 inch and you stitch down. So in the middle, we'll be left with 1.5 inch. So let me recap. I'm going in by 0.75 inch. You use that to stitch all the way down, and then on the other side as well, go in by 0.75 inch, and I'm going to stitch it all the way down. So the space in the middle is 1.5 inch. So I'm going to head over to the machine now and do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out this excess part. Make sure you leave about 1 inch more at the excess. So for the ones on the side, I'm going to cut out this. It is 4 inches long and 3 inches wide. So I'm going to mark my waistline. So I'm marking my waistline, which is 16.5, but I came down by half inches more to make it 17 inches. So I'm placing it on that 17 inches mark. So this is it. I'm also going to do the same thing on this other side. I came down by 17 inches, so I'm placing it there. So I'm going to use my pin to secure it as well. Can you see the way I'm doing it? So make sure it is close to that middle piece. So I'm going to stitch with 0.75 inch. I'm going to come in by 0.75 inch on the 4 corners and stitch as well. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well. So let me head over to the machine now and run all the stitches. So this is what it looks like. Can you see it? I've gone ahead to stitch it exactly how I have demonstrated. Can you see the middle is 1.5 inch and for the both sides as well. Can you see? So let's join the front and the back together now. So place your front and back pieces together, right side facing right side. Can you see? And then first let's join the shoulder. So you place the shoulder together this way, right side facing right side. You open it up like this. Can you see the way I'm doing it? And then you close it up. Can you see the way I'm closing it up this way? And then we're going to go ahead and run a straight stitch on it. So we're going to do the same thing for this other side as well. So this is going to give our shoulder a neat finishing. So I'm also going to join the sides with my allowance as well. So this is what it looks like after joining the shoulder and the sides, as you can see. So for the sleeve, I have lots of videos about drafting sleeves pattern, so you can check the comment section. I'm going to pin a tutorial on drafting a basic long sleeves pattern. This is a basic long sleeve pattern. I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long, that's why I'm not drafting it here. Again, you can do well to check it out. So this is it. I've gone ahead to cut out both sleeves. So the next thing I want to do is to stitch the sides to join the sleeves together, and this is what it looks like. So we want to join it to our main dress, so you open up the shoulder area this way, and then you pick your sleeve. You open up the shoulder area of your sleeve as well, the middle part of the shoulder. You place it together, and then you are going to stitch from the shoulder round to the armhole. You're going to stitch the other side as well, from the shoulder round to the armhole till your sleeves is completely joined. So we're going to do that for both sleeves. So this is what it looks like. We have succeeded in joining the sleeves, as you can see. So I'm still going to top stitch that neckline area to secure it. I'm going to run a straight stitch on the neckline and bead it as well. So let's close the back. Place the back together this way, right side facing right side. And then you want to pin the upper parts together this way. So let's place the zipper on it to mark where we want stitching to start from. That I came up by about 1.5 inch from the zipper length, and so from that point I'm going to run a straight stitch to where I want the slit to start from. So to determine that, let us mark the half length. So from the neckline this way, I'm marking my half length first. So after that, from that my half length or the waistline, I came down by about 20 inches. So I marked 20 inches. I don't want the slit to be too much. So from these 2 points is where I'm going to stitch with my 1 inch. From where the zipper is going to stop to where the slit is going to start from, I'm going to stitch with 1 inch. So after that, I'll install and stitch my zipper as well. So this is what it looks like after stitching the zipper, as you can see. So we're going to weave all those parts that is shredding, so don't worry. So the next thing I want to do now is to remove all this, what will I call it? Should I call it threads from this middle panel? Can you see the way I'm removing it? The fabric is shredding by itself already, so it's very easy to do this. So this is me shredding the parts before the stitches. So can you see the way I'm removing it and I'm shredding it myself as well? So that is how I did the design on that middle panel and the both illusion pockets as well. So can you see, you keep removing it. So the straight stitch we ran is going to stop the shredding from reaching the middle. So that place has secured it already. So this is me shredding and removing for the pocket area as well, the illusion pocket area as well. So we're doing that for the other side as well. So this is how I did this design, as you can see. So we're going to do the same thing for the hem, but first we want to run a straight stitch on the hem from one end to the other. You come up with about 1 inch and run that straight stitch before we now shred or remove the threads We're also going to do the same thing for the sleeve as well. First, we're going to run a straight stitch. You go up by 1 inch and run a straight stitch round for both sleeves before we now go ahead and remove the shreds and the thread. So this is what it looks like. Can you see? I've removed the threads. So the straight stitch is securing the shredding from going up. So the shred is going to stop, the shredding and the removing of the thread is going to stop where the stitch is. So can you see the hem? Can you see the way it looks like? So that is how I did this shredding style. As you can see, I've also gone ahead to run a top stitch on the neckline area, so it is looking firm already. So for this slit area, I have to weave this dress first before I finish that part, so I will be coming back to that part later. So these are my cover buttons. As you can see, I have 12 pieces, one on both sides, and then the remaining 10 pieces I'm going to arrange it all the way down. I'll make sure it is equal. Can you see the way I'm arranging it? I didn't use any actual measurement for the interval. I just used my eyes to just look at it. And so this is me fixing it with my needle and thread. So I'm starting from the inside. Can you see the way I'm doing it? And then I'll put it inside the cover button this way. And then I'm going to put the needle back inside. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tie it firmly. So I'll be doing this one by one for all the buttons. And if you want to go ahead and sew or stitch everything in a single line with a single thread, anyhow you know how to attach your cover buttons, you can go ahead, but I'll be doing it one by one this way. I've got the thread, as you can see. Can you see where I started from? So I'm also going to do the same thing for everything. So I've gone ahead to stitch all my cover buttons like this. So if you don't want to use the cover buttons, you can use all these fancy buttons. So this is the beads I'm going to be using for the neckline. I later got one more pack. 3 packs was not enough. So using my needle and thread again, as you can see, I'm starting from the back neckline. I put my needle from the back to the right side before I insert my beads, and then I put the needle back from the right side to the wrong side, and then from the wrong side out again I put my needle. So that's how I'm going to continue doing it till I finish. So this is how I'm attaching the beads. If you're not getting my oral explanation, you can just follow what I'm doing exactly and you're going to get it. That's why I'm taking my time to film this beading process. And don't forget to tie your thread before you start. It's not like fixing cover button, so tie your thread. So this is it. This is where I am now. I'm using that same method. Can you see? That's how I'm going to attach the beads till I get to the other end, which is the other back neckline. So I'm just going to continue all the way round. So this is where I am now. Can you see? I'm just using the same method. I'm almost done. I use 4 small packs of pearl beads. So this is what it looks like. And you keep doing that till you are done. So I've gone ahead to weave it. I had to take it to those that have weaving machine or interlocking machine. I weaved everything. Can you see that all the shredding part is now neat? It's no longer shredding. And for the slits, all I did was just fold it this way, and starting from the end, I stitched up like this. Just like I demonstrated is how I stitched it. So this is what the neckline looks like after finishing the beading, as you can see. And I've weaved everything, no more shredding. And this is what the slit look like on the outside. Can you see it is neat? All I did was just stitch it down with about ½ an inch. So this is the end of the making of this dress. Thank you so much for watching till the end, guys. See you all in my next one.